Coach at Lawrenceville, the defending state champions, the holder of the consecutive victory record, but it gets no easier each year, does it, Ron?
Oh, my goodness, Aaron, I tell you what, we're just glad to be back. There was a lot of pressure on us last week in the Super Sectional. We beat a very fine Madison team with a lot of quickness, but we really didn't play very artistically. We missed about 20 free throws. We were tight as a drum, so we were very fortunate to win, missing that many free throws, but hopefully we'll play better tonight. There's a lot of pressure on us. You know, it's a milestone for both these kids and for myself as far as, you know, it's highly improbable that anybody repeats coming back as a back-to-back state champions undefeated. So we're going to give it a try. We're glad to be back, and hopefully we might be able to get it done.
What's the biggest concern against Providence St. Mel tonight?
Well, of course, their extreme quickness. They relentless pressure defense, 2-2-1 all over the floor, and then they drop into a 1-3-1 half-court trap. They've got a very fine guard, Renard Edwards, who is an all-state player, a very good shooter. And then they've got a real rejector inside, a highly sought-after sophomore in Hamilton, Lowell Hamilton, who is a shot blocker and a very fine rebounder. So we've got our hands full. We need to stay out of foul trouble, set the tempo of the game, and shoot well.
Have you seen any rigged defenses on Simmons this year?
Well,
is that a likelihood?
We've seen all kind of defenses on Simmons, but nothing yet to really stop him. They might contain him somewhat, but nobody's going to really shut him down. I'm sure they'll try maybe some gimmick defense. We've faced triangles and twos and box and ones, and none of them have really got. In fact, our other team members pick it up, and they look for Simmons even more so then.
Ron, good wishes to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Ron Felling, the head coach at Lawrenceville, and now Tom Shields. Tom, the skipper of the Providence St. Mel Ball Club. A great season, Tom, and I know you're hoping to extend it as long as you can.
We'd like to play to the last day. In order to do that, we have to win this ball game. 29-2. That's nice, but right now I'll settle for 1-0 in the next hour and a half.
What was the key, your two losses to two powerful AA clubs? You played Quincy and West Aurora very well before bowing.
Well, I don't know if there was one key. Quincy Hamilton was in foul trouble. Had he been able to play that entire ball game, we might have won. The second game, I think, was a matter of 4 games in 3 days, something we weren't used to. We had West Aurora down 14 points in the third quarter, and fatigue kind of caught up with us. They caught us and passed us.
Tom, what's your biggest concern with Lawrenceville? Is it tradition along with Simmons?
Well, Simmons certainly is a great player. Their experience in the hall. The first 5 minutes of the game could be critical to us. We've never been down here. This is a spectacle in itself. It's a pleasant experience.
Tom, best wishes to you.
Thanks very much.
Tom Shields, the skipper of Providence St. Mel. And now to the bench and Frank Pisoni.
Thank you very much, Art, and we're ready now as the teams come to the bench to meet the starting lineups and the players and coaches tonight. Let's go to the voice of the Assembly Hall. Here's Tom Trent.
Ladies and gentlemen, after the presentation of the colors by the Nashville High School Color Guard, we ask you to stand and join soloist Francis Crawford of the University of Illinois in the singing of our national anthem as it's played by the Nashville High School Pep Band.
At 31-0. Providence St. Mel from the Chicago Prep Conference at 29-2. Lawrenceville, a population of 5,900, is located in Lawrence County with an enrollment of 569. And now I think we're ready to meet the players and coaches in tonight's game.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Let's meet the people involved in our third quarterfinal round game of the day. First, the Indians of Lawrenceville High School with a perfect record of 31 wins, no losses. The head coach of the Indians in his 16th year with a mark of 381 wins, only 77 losses, Ron Felling. Number 10, Jay Baker. Number 15, Bill Anthony. Number 24, Jeff Joins. Number 30, Darren Blair. Number 40, Mike Shoulders. Number 44, Chris McKinney. Number 52, Keith Frohock. And now let's meet the starting lineup for the Indians of Lawrenceville High School. At forward, a senior, 6'5", number 50, Marty Simmons.
Here's the Mule, averaging 32.1, one of the premier high school players in America.
At forward, a senior, 6'4", number 32, Tim Leasty.
Leasty averages 13 points a game and is tough on the quick hand defense.
Starting at center for the Indians, a senior, 6'2½", number 54, Dave Parker.
Shooting 54% from the field, averages 6 a game.
At a guard for Lawrenceville, a senior, 6 feet tall, number 14, Jeff Gear.
Here's their point man and makes him go, averages 6 a game.
And a guard for the Indians, a senior, 6'1", number 20, Ernie Ho.
Ho is their outside shooting guard, averaging 12.3 points a game. This team averages 81.7 points per outing. Their opponents average 50 a game. The margin of difference, 31, nearly 32.
And now, let's meet the Knights of Providence St. Bell High School from Chicago with a record of 29 wins, only 2 losses. The head coach of the Knights in his 4th year with 102 wins, only 16 losses, Tom Shields. Number 10, Fernando Bunch. Number 11, Joe Jackson. Number 12, Keith Langston. Number 25, Anthony Shields. Number 31, Terry Miles. Number 32, Jerome Weatherly. Number 33, Douglas Johnson. And now let's meet the starting lineup for the Knights of Providence St. Bell. At forward, a senior, 6'1", number 24, Michael Parker.
Parker averages 9 points and 5 rebounds a game.
At forward, a senior, 6'1", number 30, William Johnson.
A co-captain, he shoots 67% from the field.
Starting at center for the Knights, a sophomore, 6'7", number 34, Lowell Hamilton.
One of the best sophomores in the United States, averages 13.7 rebounds.
At a guard, a senior, 5'11", number 22, Renard Edwards.
Here's their leading scorer at 19.2 per game.
And at guard for Providence St. Bell, a senior, 6'1", number 23, William Barrett.
Another guy who can score, averaging 14.5. They call the Knights the lightning in the bottle bunch.
The officials for
really
this quarterfinal game are Richard Carter of Rantoul and John Sullivan of Normal.
We'll have the tip-off for this exciting game in just a moment. One of your network sponsors is Country Companies Insurance.
of the country. It's being there when you need it and lending a helping hand. That's the spirit you live by. And at Country Companies Insurance, it's the spirit we do business by.
The spirit's alive for all to see. The spirit of the Country Companies.
If you run a small business, profits can get squeezed when inventory doesn't match up with production. What you need is a tool for modern times, the IBM personal computer. Not only can it help you plan ahead, it'll balance your books and give you more time to make dough. And the cost? That's the icing on the cake.
We're computer smart, we're Computer Mart, and we're your IBM headquarters.
Providence St. Mel of Cook County, of course, in the Chicago Prep Conference, and Lawrenceville of the North Egypt Conference in the southeastern portion of Illinois near Vincennes, Indiana. The North against the South. Maybe the two best Class A teams any place. We don't know, but that's some people's opinion.
And Coach Tom Shields has called this a spectacle. He hopes his team isn't overawed at being here. The real test will be for that 6'7" sophomore to see if he can play under control early.
For the Knights, Parker and Johnson at the forwards, Hamilton in the middle, Edwards and Barrett at the guards, Simmons the big horse, Leasty and Parker, Gear and Ho. The lineups, the tip is in the air, Lawrenceville's in the red, and the Knights are in their gold, purple, and white, and they have the ball first. Lawrenceville starts man-to-man. Good crowd at the Assembly Hall. Very large crowd. 24 is Michael Parker up top. Renard Edwards is quick on quick with the ball. Barrett, the first shot of the game. Rebound, Marty Simmons, and their fast break sometimes doesn't have an outlet pass. It's just Simmons all the way. Gear at the top. Simmons is 50. 32 is Leasty, and Lowell Hamilton got on the trampoline and put it away.
Lowell Hamilton has been blocking about 9 shots a game down the tournament trail, Frank.
Lawrenceville's going to get a shot from the corner. That's not good, but it bounces to Gear. Ho shot long. And Lawrenceville sets up their offense. Tonight, the defense will never rest on either end. Simmons double-teamed already. Parker and Simmons exchange. Here comes Marty. Short. Lawrenceville ball.
Lawrenceville is attacking that 1-3-1 half-court trap that Coach Felling was looking forward to.
Coach Felling is suffering with a real cold, but a victory might cure it up in a hurry. He's also concerned about his sixth-man, Bill Anthony, with a sprained ankle, but Anthony looks all right, and he probably will play. Into Simmons. He's in the paint, and he turns. Simmons is held and fouled. The foul's going to go on William Johnson, I think. Now check that. It's Michael Parker.
On the replay, we'll see the ball. Marty Simmons operating inside. The mule takes it to the basket, fouled by Michael Parker. 2 free throws.
Bobby Knight was asked, of course he is announced for Indiana, and Bobby Knight was asked if he thought that Marty Simmons would play much next year. And Bobby Knight said, I'd dress him against Purdue if it was legal.
He was only 9 of 17 at the line against Madison in the Super. This made his first one. And his second.
Lawrenceville first blood. And they put the pressure on man-to-man. Renard Edwards with the ball. Hawked by Ho. Providence St. Mel has lost only to Quincy and West Aurora. Wild shot by Edwards. Rebound. The Indians run. Simmons again. Here he comes. Lawrenceville's Leasty.
Tim Leasty on the offensive board, a big 2. Marty Simmons is taking the ball to the basket to start with, but we know he can put it up from 20.
There goes Parker to the glass. Blocking foul on Lawrenceville. It's on Simmons.
Okay, on the replay, we see number 24, Michael Parker, taking the ball to the hoop. Let's see what kind of position. No, Marty Simmons moving in, and we'll go to the line for 2.
Parker gets the first point on the board for St. Mel.
Michael Parker's brother, Sonny Parker, was a college player at Texas A&M and now plays in the pros.
And a mighty fine 6'7" forward. He was a scoring machine. Of course, if you heard Leasty a moment ago, yes, brother Rick played in '74 on the title team. This is Parker, baseline right to Simmons. He turns, he's hammered, the ball's loose, he lays it up and in.
Talk about an operator underneath. That took a lot of strength.
6-1 Lawrenceville. And if they get far enough ahead, Lawrenceville may make the Knights chase the pony. Edwards. Johnson rebounds. Twice. Blocked, foul. William Johnson got on the board at 6-1. And the foul is on Parker. Dave Parker.
There we see William Johnson really battling the boards on the offensive end, and he now will go to the line for 2 shots. So far, St. Mel's shot selection has been hurried, I think we could say.
Free throw by William Johnson. This is not his long suit. He averages 51% at the foul line. He made that many here. The ball's loose. Lawrenceville owns it. They lead 6-2, 5:25 to go in the opening quarter. In case you missed it, Flanagan beat Tuscaloosa in the first quarterfinal, then McLeansboro beat Nokomis. Here comes Marty Simmons. He fakes, gives to Parker for a runner on baseline. Simmons rebounds, blocked by Lowell Hamilton. Some banging going on under there, Keith.
Marty Simmons should have had a bucket on that one.
Here's the out-of-bounds play to Leasties alone and didn't shoot. Simmons goes by 2 men, gives to Poe. Hamilton taps that at the Knights have it. Tricky dribble. Edwards in the lane is fouled by Ho. Renard Edwards just took the ball and kept penetrating.
Renard Edwards is averaging 19 points a game, so you know he's going to have the ball and he's going to take it to the basket. But we do hear that basically they're excellent 15, 18-foot shooting.
Renard Edwards averages 7 steals and 7 assists per game. He's involved in their offense.
Keith, I think, as Tom Shields forecast a little bit on our brief talk with him before the ball game, this club's a little tight right now.
Yes, I think they're reflecting that, as I say, in their shot selection and their free throw shooting, Art.
Don't have a field goal as yet.
Free throw is missed. Lawrenceville loses control, but picks it back up. That's Simmons clearing. Gear in the back. Look at the defense. Look at the defense. All Simmons can do is throw it off the backboard. Now the Knights come the other way in the goal. 6-2 Lawrenceville. 4:36. Renard Edwards is a magician with the ball. Drops it down. Shot is by Hamilton. Rebound, Gear. The tempo is up. Parker's in the corner. Leasty with a one-hander home. 4 for Leasty. 8-2 in favor of the Indians. DeKalb, Pfizer Genetics, with more than 1,100 dealers here in Illinois. Proud to be part of these IHSA telecasts, steeled by the Indians. So far it's Lawrenceville. Here comes Simmons, home. 10-2 in favor of Lawrenceville. And Tom Shields says no timeout.
I thought he might want to call it off for a few minutes, but they're going to continue to play.
Lawrenceville with an early 8-point lead. Hamilton answers and misses. Tapped out, try by Barrett, rebound, underneath, up and home by Michael Parker. 10-4. 3 points of the 4 belong to Michael Parker. The 2-2-1 trap and a steal. And that's where the Knights are so effective. They really have what amounts to 4 guards and Lowell Hamilton. Hamilton has the ball tapped away from him. Edwards penetrates, puts it up. Look at the rebound. Johnson. Lawrenceville. And Coach Velling's up saying, up tempo, go on down. Simmons steps in, puts it up. Block, foul, Hamilton.
the replay, we see Simmons inside. Hamilton's already had 2 block shots. He goes up and tries for another one, but this time Marty Simmons will go to the line.
Simmons weighs 215, and he uses his weight so well. And there's Ron Felling. He's a graduate of Indiana State, class of 61. Went back and got his master's in 64. Simmons is perfect at the free throw line. This will be his 4th attempt. His team leads by 7. All net. 12-4. There's timeout now on the court with 2:56 to go. It's Lawrenceville in the early lead. And one of your network sponsors is Stauffer Chemical Company.
Time. You need time to fight the toughest weeds in corn. To hit both early and late weeds, you need new Eradicane Extra with an extender that helps fight tough weeds up to 50% longer than before. Tough weeds like wild cane and Johnson grass. Tough weeds like wild proso millet and quackgrass. New, longer-lasting Eradicane Extra for the toughest weeds in corn.
King City Federal Savings, with offices in Carmi, Mount Vernon, Marion, and Vandalia, support the Illinois High School Association. King City Federal's 25,000 shareholders are proud to be a part of the '83 IHSA Championship telecast. For your financial needs, visit King City Federal.
When you believe in people, the word gets around. We believe in people, we believe in you. King City Federal Savings.
Defeated Lawrenceville Indians take an early lead, and both teams with a thirst for first, and this is fun.
Yes, it is, and I'll tell you, I think it's very critical that Lawrenceville get off to the good start like they did.
Well, that they've done, an 8-point lead at 2:55, but I get the feeling that the Knights of St. Mel can run them up in a hurry when their defense turns it over. Bernard Edwards handles the ball. Hamilton posted up, now goes into the paint and turns. Hamilton's first shot down there, no. Parker has the rebound. It looks like the bulk belongs to Lawrenceville. Gear comes up the right. Simmons. What a superlative player he is. Gear's shot is long. Look at the battle. The Knights have it. Quickness paid off as Barrett kept it loose and Edwards scoots it up the court. Parker. Simmons again on the board. Here he comes. Here's his own one-man fast break. He's got it. He shoots it. It's short. Look at the Knights run. They've got 4-on-1, 4-on-2, and tipped away by Ho.
Nice defensive play by Ernie Ho, because that was a classic 3-on-1 fast break.
Very fortunate for Lawrenceville that if you're a Lawrenceville rooter, that wasn't an easy bucket for the Knights that time. Edwards turns and shoots. It's bouncing out of there, and the rebound comes to the running Indians. Gear wheels a pass. Look how quick Barrett turned it around. 2-on-2. Barrett stop and pop. Simmons the other way. Ho to the goal. 2.
Get on your track shoes, Frank. This is going to be a track meet.
And Lawrenceville's turning it right now with defensive rebounding.
14-4, and you can smell the rubber burning. Bernard Edwards is along the baseline. He tries. It bounces no good. Marty Simmons. He averages 11.5 rebounds a game. And with 1 minute, Lawrenceville has the ball in a 10-point lead. Gear. Foul on the rebound against the Knights. Foul is on William Johnson, 30. Ron Felling. Right now, Providence St. Mel says timeout, 53 seconds to go. Lawrenceville by 10. One of your network sponsors is DeKalb Pfizer Genetics.
When it comes to being an optimist, nobody beats a farmer. I guess that comes from knowing that no matter how tough the winter, there's always the promise of new life come spring. And I guess that's how I feel about my new seed company. DeKalb Pfizer Genetics. A great product line now, and the promise of some really exciting things to come from some of the best seed research in the world. And you know who's backing that promise? I am.
Atlas Seal Glass Company is now offering special store-wide savings on select mirrors. Save 20, 30, up to 50% on a wide selection of mirrors. Atlas Seal has the perfect mirror to add to your home's decor. Plus, the glass professionals at Atlas Seal can cut mirrors to your specifications. Atlas Seal can handle all types of glass replacement as well as screen and window repair. Take advantage of this special savings of 20 to 50% on select mirrors going on now at Atlas Seal Glass Company, with offices in Harrisburg, Carmi, Marion, Mount Vernon, and Owen Glass in Anna.
Our sponsors are happy to be able to bring you these tournament games on television, and if you like the action, if you have any comments about our coverage, we'd like to hear from you. Write high school basketball, Box 678, Bloomington, Illinois, 61701. That's Box 678, 61701, Bloomington, Illinois. Dave Parker marches to the free throw line. He will shoot 2. .59% foul shooter.
Up to this point, Lawrenceville certainly hasn't hesitated to match quickness and speed with speed, have they?
Not at all. Hamilton and 2 missed free throws. Will St. Mel now rally? They've got 4 points in the first quarter. There's 46 seconds to go. Lawrenceville has 14. Here's a wild pass, and it's going to go out of bounds, and the Indians may get the last shot. Let's see if they elect to go for one.
Well, Ron Felling's out of his sport coat, so he's ready to go.
1 field goal for the Knights in the whole quarter. Felling said slow it down. That means Leasty in the lane. His shot is no good. Parker tips. Simmons for 2.
Marty Simmons is a bear under those boards. Beautiful rebound.
He's got 10 points here in the first quarter, 16-4, 12 seconds. Now it's St. Mel that's got to come back. They've been ahead of people all year, and here's a shot bouncing off the board, not good. The rebound goes to the floor, and that's the end of the first quarter, in which Lawrenceville showed why they are undefeated. It's the Indians 16 and the Knights of St. Mel 4. One of your network sponsors is Country Companies Insurance.
In this business, I get to meet a lot of unhappy people, the result of chance encounters. I tell them all the same thing. You want my advice? Drive defensively, buckle up, and insure with Country Companies. Because no matter how safe a driver you are, you can become involved in an accident. And with Country Companies, not only will you get some of the best rates and discounts available, but if you ever do have a claim, you can be sure that it will be taken care of quickly and conscientiously. So, if you think your present policy might be costing you too much or giving you too little, call your Country Company's agent for a price. And remember, be careful out there.
I got sideswiped by a little kid big wheel.
The spirit's alive for all to see. The spirit of the Country Companies.
It's been all Lawrenceville in the first quarter, Keith Baldwin and Art Kimball, but the shooting percentage of the St. Mel Knights is the problem for them.
That and Lawrenceville's total domination of the defensive board, Frank.
St. Mel's getting 1 shot. They made 1 field goal in the first half total, and when they missed their shots, it's been the Indians on the boards.
Frank, you have a couple of newcomers in that St. Mel lineup. Terry Miles, a 6'4" sophomore, has checked in. He's wearing number 31. And they've also made a backcourt change. They've inserted Fernando Bunch.
He's number 10. Leasty tries on the run. It doesn't go, and here's a whistle and a foul. And there's a foul against the Knights, and it's going to go, I think, against 31, Terry Miles, who just came into the game. Lawrenceville didn't light the nets on fire in the first quarter, but it was just icy cold for St. Mel. And here comes Simmons. He missed. Hamilton, the rebound. I wonder if we'll use Hamilton a little more on the offensive end now.
I think they will, but I think Renard Edwards has to be the one that gets him going.
This is Fernando Bunch, number 10. If you think he's short, you're right. Here's a long shot home by Michael Parker. and Parker's got 5 of the 6 St. Mel points. Bunch is 5'6", weighs 122 pounds, and is lightning. He helps them with their press. The Indians haven't made a change on their starting lineup. Marty Simmons from the right corner. Gear rebounds. Look at Lowell Hamilton swatted away. And Bunch traveled trying to get the ball up ahead.
That would have been the kind of play that could have ignited St. Mel, Frank, because St. Mel is the kind of team that scores in bunches. Okay, well, let's watch this third block shot by Lowell Hamilton. There it is.
Even with a ball fake by Gear, too. Parker's alone along the baseline, and he's chopped by Renard Edwards. There's Tom Shields yelling some instructions at his players.
Big factor here, too, Frank. Although that's a 2-shot violation, Lawrenceville is now on the bonus with 7:01 to play in the half.
There's your statistics. St. Mel in the first quarter, unbelievable, 1 for 15. It's 0-6-7. Lawrenceville 6 for 19. Free throws, 33% by St. Mel, 66 for Lawrenceville. Look at the rebound difference, 22-9. The Indians, turnovers almost none, 3-2. Lawrenceville with 1 more. Parker made the first and missed. And Hamilton rebounds at 17-6 Lawrenceville, but the game is far from over. 6:55 in the second quarter. And St. Mel didn't beat all these teams by shooting 1 for 15. Bunch is way outside. Good. Lawrenceville gets the ball up the court. It's Leasty. Leasty's going to go all the way in. And the rebound comes to the Knights. Thought Leasty might get called for a charging foul. Bunch comes down and fires up a prayer. It's not answered. Yeah, the snap that's on some of these passes in this game.
And how about Lawrenceville really takes the ball to the basket, Frank?
There was a great pass from Simmons to Leasty, and Leasty banged it in. He has 6. Simmons just snaps that ball. 19-8. The Indians of Lawrenceville. Here's a foul on the Indians. It's going to go against Leasty, 32.
Okay, we'll take a look at that, see if he had foot position. It looks like he might have been a charge. Look on the replay. No, he was definitely moving in. Good call by the official.
You have to adjust in that situation, don't you, Keith, as a player? The officials now, Richard Carter has called 2 blocking fouls. The players should learn something from that.
I think they should, yes, because I think he'll be somewhat consistent with that call tonight.
Well, there's no question on both of them. He's been absolutely correct, but all I'm saying is the player has to realize that you don't want to put the ball on the deck and try to overpower people, or maybe you do. I don't know. It depends on the situation, I guess.
Well, I think on the other end, Lawrenceville will continue to take it to the hoop.
No doubt.
Ron Fellings got the coat off, and Renard Edwards got the shot on the way. Parker rebounds and scores. Michael Parker's doing a fine job with 7 points, and it's a 9-point Lawrenceville lead. Now let's see if the press can work for the Knights. Simmons, and they get it intended for Parker, and it's going to be awarded to Lawrenceville.
Tom Shields calls the St. Mel press relentless.
I would agree with him. He's out of Northeastern. He's got an outrageous record of 102-16 in 4 years. Fantastic. 5:34 to play, first half. Marty Simmons loads up. He missed the works. That's his second air ball of the night. Bunch in a hurry. Look at him come to the right. Renard Edwards cuts by a man. Hamilton post low. Simmons guarding him man for man. Bunch again. Tipped up by Terry Miles. Miles tipped it in. And here comes St. Mel. They're down within 7 now. It was 16-4 at the quarter, remember. There's one by Dave Parker from the left corner. 3 for Parker. 4:50 to play in the first half. 21-12, the Indians in red over the Knights in gold. Class A ranked number 1 and 2. Here's a traveling violation on Fernando Bunch. He's a sophomore, and he's made a couple of sophomore errors.
And that time down, Frank, we saw Lawrenceville go into a 3-2 zone for the first time tonight.
Simmons comes up to help against pressure, and pressure it is. Eyeball to eyeball defense by the Knights. Here comes Simmons. He got his man in the air and put it home. Marty Simmons with a dozen.
When he gets his body squared away like that, he won't shoot an air ball, Frank.
11-point Lawrenceville lead. Lowell Hamilton answers, it's in, and the foul's on Simmons, and the basket counts. Big play.
And that'll be the second foul on Marty Simmons. Marty Simmons playing behind this 6'7.5" sophomore. Pass comes inside, and Hamilton, you know, he's almost shooting down at it there, Frank.
What a great leaper he is. His coach calls him the best sophomore center in the nation.
I was going to say, his shoulders above Marty Simmons there on that shot off the glass.
And the three-point play brings St. Mel back within 8 at 4:15 to go first half. Look at Simmons. He just thunders down the court, but he's under control. O is 20 and Gear is 14. Baseline Parker shot hanging there. Look at Hamilton. 4-minute mark. And the Knights come back. Littlest guy there, Bunch, sends it to Hamilton for a turnaround one-hander. Lowell Hamilton with 5.
If there was any doubt, the sophomore has adjusted to the assembly hall.
And I would think with 2 fouls on Simmons, he'll take the ball that way a lot. Watch Simmons work. He goes to the corner and just hits the bottom of the net. 14 for Marty Simmons, and he's about a brick shy of a load, I'll tell you. What a great looking player. Bunch just stops on the dime and runs it in. 4 points for Bunch. 25-19. The Indians, 3:15 to go. First half of play. Second session of the quarterfinals. We still have Havana and Aquin after this one. Marty Simmons goes to the foul line and is fouled. Lowell Hamilton has picked up his second foul now. The closest score Lawrenceville's had all year was 47-41 win over Flora. Then they turned around and beat them 82-43.
They upset them, didn't they? They made them mad.
Simmons.
You know, Frank, Marty Simmons would love to play 3 games in this tournament because he's 103 points behind the late Mike Duff to become the leading scorer in 1 year in Illinois high school basketball.
And he's the 4th leading scorer in Illinois history all time. Free throws are both down by Simmons. That makes him 16 points in the game. And Johnson, 30. William Johnson back in, and 24. There is Michael Parker, one of the starters. So William Johnson gets back in the game. Bunch, the sophomore guard, stays in for the Knights. Under 3 minutes now, first half. We're trying to double on Hamilton low. Renard Edwards loses the handle to Lawrenceville. Now we've got a whistle and a timeout at the 2:47 mark. Lawrenceville's leading by 8, and we'll be back at the Assembly Hall in just a minute.
They're here and they're affordably yours, the Nissan Stanza at Epps Dotson in Carbondale. Nissan Stanza's got a lot going for you, including a new engine that delivers an EPA estimated 32 miles per gallon. Remember, use this number for comparison. Your mileage may differ. Try the handling and enjoy the room of a Stanza. Available at Epps Dotson, Route 13 East, Carbondale.
Larry's Trailer Sales and Service in Ziegler has the first affordable trailer of the 80s. Come see the complete Fleetwood line of Terry, Taurus, and Resort trailers at prices you can now afford. Larry's Trailer Sales has doubled their display line and features Honey, Holiday Rambler, Aluma-Lite, and Shasta. You get super service at Larry's Trailer Sales and Service, Highway 148 North in Ziegler. One great deal after another from the tremendous folks at Larry's Trailer Sales, Ziegler.
1,000 people here at Assembly Hall, and they've got to be enjoying this action.
An excellent crowd tonight, Frank, and one of the keys so far, you know, Edwards and Barrett, the highly talented guards from St. Mel, averaging about 36 points between them coming into this game. They are scoreless as of right now.
That's astonishing as you look at some of the people picking up our broadcast across the IHSA network, and we welcome you wherever you're watching. 2:47 remains, the first half of play. Lawrenceville 27 and St. Mel 19. You just joined us, Lawrenceville in red with the ball. The Knights of St. Mel in gold on the defense. I'm Frank Bissoni along with Art Kimball and Coach Keith Baldwin, head coach of Watseka, bringing you the action from Assembly Hall in the Class A. Lawrenceville, of course, unbeaten in 65 consecutive games, and there's a foul called on Michael Parker of the Knights, his second. There's Parker. Marty Simmons is just so physically strong and does so many things well, he's very difficult to defend.
He certainly is, and they do an excellent job, the Lawrenceville people do, of picking to make Marty come open. Excellent picking on their offense.
He missed the free throw. He stays at 16, his first miss at the foul line. Here's a pass tapped away by Ernie Ho, and he almost got it, but it'll belong to the Knights.
And that's one reason Renard Edwards is scoreless. Ho is doing an excellent job defensively.
6'1" senior, and he can play. Parker goes to the baseline and shoots it up. No good. Look at Marty Simmons taking up all the space, and he got it out of there. Leasty to Gear. Under 2 minutes now, first half. Lawrenceville by 8 and the ball. They've stayed with their starting 5 all the way.
Boy, Marty Simmons really puts on a clinic on defensive rebounding position, doesn't he, Keith?
He certainly does.
A one-hand pass that Ho lets fly with. Leasty got called for a foul on the back on the rebound, and he was climbing over Renard Edwards.
Hey, watch Renard Edwards as he establishes his rebounding position, and Leasty comes right over the top.
Country Companies Insurance and the nearly 1,000 Country Companies agents in Illinois are happy to be co-sponsoring these basketball telecasts, and certainly hope you're enjoying our presentation.
And Art, when Marty Simmons gets that rebound, he certainly takes care of it. They're not going to get it away from him.
You're not going to get it away from him. He had 20 boards in the super sectional, you know, Keith.
And he has the state record for 19 rebounds in a championship game. And he'd like to have a chance to improve on that.
Indeed he would. He's playing brilliantly. It's a great ball game.
Here's another by Edwards. He's got him down. It's a 6-point Lawrenceville lead. And into the game for the first time for the Indians comes Bill Anthony. And Ron Felling told me before the game they were worried about his sprained ankle, and I could tell on the player introductions that he asked him about it. Anthony says he can go, and he's in the game right now. Leasty is out. Simmons goes to his left, stops and shoots. Oh my goodness. 18 for that man, Marty the Mule Simmons.
We run out of superlatives eventually, won't we?
He's one guy that deserves all the adjectives. 120. First half. Edwards off the board, and Simmons rebounds, and look at Gear release. He goes to the glass. Goaltending, 2 points for Gear. Ron Felling likes this.
Here's the long pass, Gear going in, and you can see why the goaltending was called by Michael Parker. The basket, of course, set up by another strong rebound by the Mule.
Fernando Bunch, 10 on your screen, back in the game for the Knights. 31-21 is Lawrenceville's lead. 1:05 first half. Bunch, he fakes. He's taken that shot. Parker does. Rebound comes down to him. He turns. He's tied up. A jump ball. It'll be Ernie Ho, 20, and Michael Parker, 24.
Frank, I'm surprised they haven't gone back to Hamilton. You know, he was having a good run inside there. 2 fouls on Simmons, but he hasn't had the ball for a while.
Here's the tap. Lawrenceville gets the tap, but the Indians lose the ball on a foul on Gear, pushing Bunch. Jeff Gear, it's spelled G-H-E-R, pronounced Gear. There he is, 14. He's a senior.
Frank, while we have this brief succession of the action, it really comes to my mind we should tell the folks about the condition of Darren Lee, the fine guard from McLeansboro, who was injured this afternoon. He did not have a fracture, just a badly sprained ankle, might be able to go tomorrow.
We did get a chance to talk to him and look at that ankle. It was swollen, but he had ice wrapped on it, and we certainly hope he can play. Fernando Bunch makes the free throw.
Aren't you proud of me for remembering to bring that up?
Absolutely. I knew your memory was good. I just thought it was short.
It is.
Free throw is down. No, it's seriously, I'm really glad you did bring that up because I had forgotten about it and wanted to talk about it. 31-23, Lawrenceville in the lead. Lawrenceville with the ball. Gear, stop and go on the dribble. They get it to the franchise. Now Anthony with his left-hander. Terry Miles climbed the rope for the rebound. 30 seconds, 8-point lead, Lawrenceville. Here comes Renard Edwards. Has it tapped away, gets it back. Now 20 seconds. Who's going to shoot? Hamilton, you can bet, but he's fouled first. Jeff Gear got him. Second foul on Gear. And into the ball game, William Johnson for the Knights. There you see Gear.
You know, Frank, many times in this situation with 19 seconds left, a coach like Ron Felling might pull Simmons out with 2 fouls so he wouldn't pick up a 3rd foul with 19 seconds. He's not going to because he thinks Simmons is going to get a basket in the last 19 seconds.
And a rebound.
Or both.
Lowell Hamilton shoots, and he missed it.
There's the rebound.
There's the rebound right there.
15 seconds now. Lawrenceville probably will take one shot. Get it down for you. 10. Gear with the ball. 8, 7. There's Anthony looking for Simmons. 5, 4, 3. Simmons comes around. 2. Shot is good.
There's the basket.
The old seer says, and there is the 20th point of the first half for the incredible Marty Simmons. And that makes our halftime score. Lawrenceville 33, St. Mel 23. One of your network sponsors is DeKalb Pfizer Genetics.
You want to see the second half of this game and tonight's second game.
Ted's a DeKalb Pfizer Genetics dealer, and a good one, too. No, he's no super salesman. What makes him a good dealer are the same things that make him a good farmer. He knows how to get the most out of this land and how to care for it. And he knows and understands the people who live and farm around us. But you want to know the real secret to his success? I am.
Also, for those of you who might have come late, the 32-page official souvenir program commemorating the 76th year of March Madness, listing the rosters of all competing teams, all-time historical data, and other interesting features is on sale now along both the upper and lower concourses of the Assembly Hall. For your entertainment at halftime, it's a pleasure to welcome again the Nashville High School Pep Band under the direction of Arthur Schmittler.
Ron Felling told Art Kimball earlier tonight nobody could stop Marty Simmons, and nobody has. Here comes the gunshot.
And somehow those great shooters always have that touch. Look how that ball will lay up on that rim and go in. You know, I heard one coach earlier in the year tell me that Marty Simmons was a man among boys when it comes to playing in Class A basketball. But 20 points at the half, I think I agree.
You know, fellas, the phenomenal thing to me about Simmons, this is the second time I've seen him. I also saw him in the super sectional, but how he can work for the shot. Find a little seam and come up with that tremendous shot attempt. He has a great release, but this finding the open shot to me is one of his amazing skills.
One of the things about St. Mel that strikes me in watching them is that I believe they have the ability to erase almost any kind of a lead against almost anybody if their defense really percolates for just a few minutes.
I think without question, as I mentioned earlier, they've shown that big spurt, an 8-10 point run at some very good basketball teams. So yes, they're not out of this ball game completely.
A 10-point Lawrenceville lead at the end of the first quarter. It was Lawrenceville 16-4, and I think Lawrenceville's advantage had been having been here before and the experience of winning last year. Now we take a look at our halftime individual scoring with Marty Simmons, 20 points and 2 fouls. Tim Leasty with 6 points and 2 fouls. Parker with 3 points and a foul. Gear has 2 and Ho has 2, the guards, 2 fouls on Gear. Simmons, of course, leading the way. For the St. Mel Knights, it will be Parker with 7 points. He's Michael Parker, the forward, with 2 fouls leading. Johnson with 1. Hamilton, the center. Lowell, the sophomore, with 5 points and 2 fouls. Edwards has 2. Barrett didn't score. Bunch had 6 points off the bench, and Miles had 2 points off the bench. And we'll be back at the Assembly Hall with halftime activities right after this. Blah, 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 blah.
Be kind.
Foxes. The following McLeansboro boosters would like to thank the Foxes for an outstanding season. The Pillsbury Company, Pillsbury Road, Hamilton County Concrete Incorporated, Route 242 North and Pillsbury Road, Golson's Funeral Service, McLeansboro Dahlgren, Food Park, Route 14 West, Hamilton County Loan Company Incorporated, 206 South Washington, and the McLeansboro Thermal Gas Company, Route 5. Congratulations, Foxes, for an outstanding season.
Turn to TV3 weeknights at 10:30 for Barney Miller.
They established the lead by playing man-to-man and being a little more pressure out of that. But once they picked up the 10-point lead, I think they're content to try to make these two people score from out front.
Well, let's take a look and see, gentlemen, what the numbers on the first half would show us. And they would show us this, that St. Mel has shot 8 of 28 from the field with 28% shooting. Lawrenceville, 13 of 35, 37%. Free throwing, 58% for St. Mel on 7 of 12, 7 of 11 for the Indians, 63. The rebound total in favor of the Indians, 27-20, and a fairly error-free game when you consider the tremendous pressure the defense puts on. It's Lawrenceville by 10 at the half. It'll be a great second half, and one of your network sponsors is DeKalb Pfizer Genetics.
Farming is a tough way to make a living. Most farmers are in a struggle just to survive. I know I sure am. So when I come asking you to plant DeKalb Pfizer genetic seed, you better believe it'll be the same seed that's done the job on my own farm. It's my job to know what kind of seed you need. Not because I'm a seed dealer, because I'm a farmer like you. Who's in the struggle with you? I am.
Great news for do-it-yourselfers. From the Boxstotler Building Centers in downtown Heron and Marion, now you can get a complete deck kit package, and we have all the materials necessary for the deck you've always wanted. Over 100 sizes to choose from in either treated or redwood lumber. Call the Boxstotler Building Centers.
Among 60 participants here, the band from Nashville High School, the Hornets, and let's hear their sound. Class A basketball is not just a game, it's a way of life, and it's very interesting to me to notice that the enthusiasm of these crowds and the kids and the coaches, this is really something.
And we're going to have a real up-tempo second half, Frank.
I know we are. It's a 10-point Lawrenceville lead right now, and we'll be back with that second half right away. One of your network sponsors is Stauffer Chemical Company.
In 1968, corn farmers started using a new rootworm insecticide, diphenate. Year after year, more farmers used diphenate and stayed with diphenate. In 15 years, there's never been a resistance problem, so there's no reason to rotate insecticides. In fact, all the square acres of corn protected by diphenate would circle the earth 88 times with no resistance. That's why, today, diphenate is the leading corn rootworm insecticide. It's all you need.
Darnell Heating and Air Conditioning in West Frankfort has a special Carrier energy saving package to help you keep cool this summer and save money too. Replace your worn out air conditioner and save during Carrier's pre-season sale on high efficiency 2-ton central air conditioners. Now only $549 with Carrier certified discount. This offer ends June 15th.
Fight high utility bills with Darnell Heating and Air Conditioning. I'm Walt Darnell. Call us in West Frankfort for details.
Frank Bissoni along with Art Kimball and Coach Keith Baldwin back at the Assembly Hall. There's your halftime score. And in the runway before coming out on the court, Ron Felling said to me tonight, you know, you don't get a chance like this but once in a lifetime to go undefeated 2 years in a row. They've gone one half, but they still got 3 W's to get.
And in that same runway, I ran into Larry Graham of Madison. And, you know, he said he thought that it would really help Lawrenceville, the fact that they did play Madison in the Super Sectional, because Madison was somewhat similar to this St. Mel team.
St. Mel is 10 points behind, but they are not out of this game by any stretch of the imagination. Traveling called on Lowell Hamilton to start the second half.
Larry Graham made a valid point, Keith and Frank, because the quickness is quite similar, although Madison didn't have the 6'7" kid in the middle.
Let's see what the Knights are doing defensively. It's a zone.
Still at 1-3-1, Frank.
And here's a whistle. Somebody kicked the ball. Lawrenceville will take it out. The Indians have their original starting lineup back in the game. Anthony played off the bench earlier. Zone is now spread out a little bit. Simmons busts inside. He's turnaround one-hander. Is picture perfect.
You ask me how to keep the ball away from Marty Simmons. Maybe a box and one, but with the box on Marty Simmons.
No, I know how to do it. I know how to do it. You tie him in the hotel room before the game starts. That's about the only way. 35-23, the 6th turnover on the Knights. And Marty Simmons is just a handful. He's got it again. He wheels the pass across court. Both these teams have quickness, have court awareness, have some tremendous ability. Both well coached. Here's a ball nearly tapped away, but Ernie Ho picks it up for the Indians, and Lawrenceville playing at a little slower tempo right now. Simmons has it tapped away by Renard Edwards. He's quick. Simmons comes back. There's Simmons inside. He's everywhere. 24 points for Marty Simmons. 37-23, the largest lead of the game by the Indians in red. Now will the Knights answer?
Lawrenceville defense is just outstanding, just super right now.
All the way inside with a running one-hander is no good. The tip is up, no good by the Knights. And they track it down in the backcourt. William Barrett nearly got one in. Now Parker comes the other way, shoots it up off the glass, no good. Rebound, no good by Parker. This time Lawrenceville has it and they run. 3-on-2. Ernie Ho goes whistle. Charging foul and a good defensive play by St. Mel as Leasty was picked off. Leasty called for an offensive foul, his 3rd.
Okay, you'll see this defensive play by Renard Edwards really saved a basket because there was no one between him and the basket.
And then Ernie Ho had the bead, but that takes a little courage. 6'4" guy bearing down on you like that. But Edwards did it. Now we look at the clock and see 5:58, 3rd quarter. The Knights launch one from the corner that's not good. It goes out of bounds, and Lawrenceville's in control with a 14-point advantage. The Knights will stay in a full court zone press. Leasty still in backcourt.
As we saw by the 4 turnover count in the first half, it hasn't really bothered Lawrenceville.
Ho with a jump shot way outside. He missed one off the works right. The Knights up-tempo it and throw it away. And now things are going downhill for the Knights. They get Fernando Bunch back in the game. Also 31 is Terry Miles, a 6'4" sophomore. Bunch is also a sophomore. Hamilton's a sophomore. 3 sophomores in the game. Marty Simmons, ball fake and then move. Bounces inside. Leasty rejected. And a whistle and a foul. It's on Leasty. That'd be the 4th foul on Leasty. And that'll get Bill Anthony off the Indians bench. He's a 6'1" senior at 180. Leasty there, 32, will come out. He got 2 quick personal fouls.
Coach Shields is taking advantage of getting some of these sophomores some playing time because, you know, he said one of his dreams was to win 3 straight state championships. If he doesn't get this one, then maybe 2 in a row.
He wants this man, Hamilton, to be part of the charge, and Lowell Hamilton now has 7. A 12-point Lawrenceville lead, and there's still lots of time. Leasty on the bench with 4 fouls. He has 6 points. Marty Simmons, the big scorer in the game, 24 so far. And here he comes again. Foul on Anthony of the Indians. And now at 4:49 to play in the 3rd quarter, the Knights can cut it to 10.
I think the Knights have to get the ball inside to Hamilton. I think they have to take the ball at Simmons.
Let's see if that's what they do. Fernando Bunch, 5'6", 122. He's 15 years old, playing in the Assembly Hall in front of a ton of people. Miles posts on the left. Parker. Michael Parker threads the needle outside. He's got 9. And the lead is down to 10. Now the Knights look for a turnover. They could get the ball here. They could cut under that double-digit deficit. Simmons so strong. He hangs on and shoots it. Oh, Lowell Hamilton with a great rebound. Now St. Mel on the move. Renard Edwards pulls up. See if Parker's out of his range. No, he made it. 11 for Michael Parker, and he's got a 9-point lead, and Ron Felling says that's enough. 4 minutes are left. Lawrenceville, all of a sudden's lead has gone down to 8. One of your network sponsors is Country Companies Insurance.
Wally here spent months talking Dad into letting him drop his entire life savings into this 65 edition of the Great American Dream.
Let's see. Tuning the internal combustion engine.
Well, Dad finally gave in, but only if Einstein here would keep a B average in school.
Remove cap and rotor.
So he could get a 25% discount on his insurance premium from Country Companies. 25% now. Discounts all the way through college. And I'm up to age 29.
Adjust points to specifications in owner's manual.
That didn't mean much to old Walter here, but Dad was sure impressed.
Now simply turn the key, press gently on the accelerator, and...
Fortunately for Dad's wallet, Wally can handle calculators a lot better than carburetors.
Let's see. Tuning the internal combustion engine.
Good grief.
The spirit of the Country Companies.
These teams always have the throttle set at about 200%, and it's no different now.
We could be in the middle of one of St. Mel's runs. You know, I got to tell you about Tom Shields just a minute, Frank. In his first coaching job at Cathedral High School, and no matter how much he ever psychs and hypes up Lowell Hamilton, he had a fellow named John Battle that scored 91 points one night and came back 2 nights later and scored 85 points.
I remember that, didn't remember Shields, the coach. There's baseline Parker. There's Simmons for a riser from 14. And the rebound is to the Knights, and they are on a run. Don't forget, first semifinals at 11 tomorrow morning. It'll be Flanagan and McLeansboro, and that should be a dandy. Join us for then. Fernando Bunch. Ball just landed down for Dave Parker. Stolen by the Knights. Inside Bunch is fouled. He threw it up, and it didn't go. Jeff Gear got the foul, his 3rd. All of a sudden, the Indians are in a little foul trouble.
Okay, we'll see a very careless pass. Interception here. Bounce pass over. And Bunch can't believe he's under the basket, Frank, but he puts it up anyway. He's never been that far under there before.
It's unfamiliar territory to him, but he reacted, didn't he?
He doesn't weigh a lot more than the ball, but he really can play.
Yeah, if that had been Simmons, he'd have taken Bunch right up with him.
Fernando has come off the bench to get 7 already. Now 8, and what a lift he's given his team, and it's all of a sudden just a 6-point game. It was 14. 8 unanswered points by the Knights, and a steal by Edwards. And here comes St. Mel. Let's see where they go with the ball. Edwards to Hamilton. To the defense sag on Hamilton. We're going to give up that outside shot, so Edwards takes it. Edwards hits the deck. Now 3 minutes in the third quarter. Lawrenceville 37-31. In big trouble, Gear finds Simmons. Now Simmons goes to the high post and they set up offensively. There's an offense in itself. Just give it to him. He fakes 2 people in the air. Simmons' shot is in. 26.
You just knew that he was going to answer with a basket.
That's 39-31. Now remember, 39 is Lawrenceville's total. 26 of those by Marty Simmons. Look at Bunch. Goes by 2. This is Edwards. He's a player. Hasn't had one of his good games. The centers are wanting the ball inside. Now Miles looking for Hamilton. Instead it's Parker, and a foul on Terry Miles. Marty Simmons forced his way to the boards.
What a great moving rebound there, Frank, by Marty Simmons. He just snatched that ball off the iron. Just plain muscled inside against some pretty good people.
And Miles is a 6'4", 15-year-old sophomore that tried to muscle up with Marty Simmons at 215. Miles goes at 178.
Well, Miles held his own, but he just lost the battle.
Simmons is at the left. He had a shot and didn't take it. He gets closer and tries. Michael Parker on the rebound, and on the scoop is Fernando Bunch. Here he comes, fakes his man. He's looking now for Hamilton. There's the lob to Hamilton. There's weak side help by Parker. Look at that. Foul on Bunch. Dave Parker helped on the ball.
That was outstanding defensive help from Dave Parker, because he knew Marty Simmons was behind him. And we're going to look at him go after that loose ball. And the foul is called because Bunch came on top of the man that was covering the ball.
1:40 to play in the third quarter. Now Marty Simmons barges down the lane for 2 more.
Did you see that move?
Make it 28. It's a 10-point Lawrenceville lead. And Simmons quickly answered with 4 after the Knights came within 6. Parker again missed. Fernando Bunch tries. Look at that. He's got 10 points. A minute 12 in the third. Ernie Ho beats the pack. Wheels it to Parker for a pop. Get out the baton. Carrying the ball on Bunch, and Tom Shields is very unhappy with the call. There he is. He just can't believe it. At 1:01, Ron Felling yells some instructions. Simmons wheels, deals, make it 30. Here's a wild pass. Lawrenceville ball, 49 seconds, 10-point lead. 9th turnover on the Knights.
Ernie Ho forced that turnover, Frank. Excellent denial one-on-one defense on a one-man press.
Isn't it interesting how this game is having surges on each side? Lawrenceville runs a few. Then St. Mel, now Lawrenceville again. Here's a great steal. Renard Edwards anticipated and took it away. Parker comes up for the Knights. 40 seconds. Hamilton! Nine for Hamilton on the Jamorama.
The crowd told you about that one, didn't they?
This place is really electric. 23 seconds. Lawrenceville by 8. 4 corners. Guess who's in the middle? He's got the ball with 9, 8. He goes in. It's traveling, and the Knights will have a chance with 7 seconds to go. The turnovers are even, 9 apiece. Lawrenceville leads by 8 points, and they will press on the full court. Here comes Fernando Bunch on the scoop. He lets one launch with 3 seconds, and it comes down in Marty Simmons' hands to end the third exciting quarter of play. And after 3, Lawrenceville 43, St. Mel 35. We'll be back here at Assembly Hall in just a minute.
This is the Amex Coal payroll, but it means more than just money to our employees. It means income to thousands of merchants in Indiana, Illinois, and Wyoming, deposits in financial institutions, taxes to local, state, and national government, and contributions to a multitude of civic, social, and charitable organizations. Amex Coal and Amex Coal people, important, real resources for hundreds of American communities.
It's Red Tag closeout time at Ottoson Homes in Carbondale. Ottison's has top-of-the-line merchandise at affordable prices, like a 82 14x52 two-bedroom home furnished, delivered, and set up for just $89.90. And with a small down payment, your monthly payment, including insurance, is only $117.90. Or how about a beautiful 3-bedroom expando with a bath and a half, totally electric, fully furnished, and set up for just $14,990. These are just 2 examples of Red Tag closeouts at Ottoson Homes. Ottoson Homes, Route 13 east of Carbondale.
This identified flying object is Lowell Hamilton.
A 6'7" sophomore electrifying 14,000 people. You know, somebody under the basket, if they'd have been hit by that ball going through there, they'd have worn a Spalding emblem on their head the rest of their life.
Good thing we have a pop-up rim, or we wouldn't be playing right now. He really took the rim and everything else.
One of your co-sponsors of these IHSA telecasts is Stauffer Chemical, and the folks at Stauffer are delighted to have you with us tonight. 8 minutes of basketball separating Lawrenceville from its 32nd if they can hold on. But the Providence St. Mel Knights at 29-2 have other ideas, and they're 8 points behind. Marty Simmons has 10 points in each quarter. We played 3, he's got 30. Parker. Here comes Michael Parker. And he has 13. It's a 6-point game. It's nervous time. Here's a steal by the Knights. It's really getting tight. Fernando Bunch. Fernando Bunch is fouled on his way to a 360. He turned all the way around in the air.
He certainly did, and you have to really like Fernando Bunch. Fernando Bunch and Michael Parker have really turned this basketball game around.
There's Ernie Ho, 20, who committed the foul. See if we can watch that quick hands. There is the ball poked away from behind.
Right, that's a danger, Frank, of dribbling that ball against the press, because with those quick little guards coming up behind, Marty Simmons just can't do that.
Speaking of quick little guards, Bunch has 11 points off the bench. He's only a sophomore. And he made 1 of 2. But the ball comes down, and there's a whistle and a foul on Lawrenceville. It's on Simmons. His 3rd. It's a 5-point game, and Ron Felling's concerned.
On the rebound, we're going to see a failure to check out by the Lawrenceville inside man. It was Dave Parker. And we see the ball being brought down, and Marty Simmons reaching in. 3rd foul on Marty Simmons.
And another sophomore, Terry Miles. Now there you see Ron Felling asking one of his players to say timeout. 7:25 to go in the game. Lawrenceville leads by only 5. One of your network sponsors is DeKalb Pfizer Genetics.
When it comes to being an optimist, nobody beats a farmer. I guess that comes from knowing that no matter how tough the winter, there's always the promise of new life come spring. And I guess that's how I feel about my new seed company, DeKalb Pfizer Genetics. A great product line now, and the promise of some really exciting things to come from some of the best seed research in the world. And you know who's backing that promise? I am.
Worst field conditions, with a switch that puts the front wheels to work so you can pull heavier implements in the toughest conditions with the shortest turning radius in its class. And rain or shine, front-wheel drive can do up to 25% more field work per tank of fuel. The Alice Chalmers 8000 series tractor. 4 models over 100 horsepower. See them at your dealer.
In basketball, momentum is sometimes an overused word, but I think Ron Felling called that timeout because he sensed the momentum going the other way. Statistics, Lawrenceville shooting 38% after 3, St. Mel 31. Free throw shooting is almost dead even. The rebounds, St. Mel closed the gap to within 4, and Lawrenceville has 2 more turnovers. Lawrenceville has 6 more shots in the game.
Ordinarily, it's hard to gain any momentum against Lawrenceville because you know Simmons is eventually going to put in a basket to break that momentum. But we do know St. Mel's had one good run at them.
Miles, a 54% free throw shooter, nailed his first one. It's a 4-point game. Now a 3-point game, 43-40. 7:25 to play will seem like an eternity to the coaches. Poe wheels into the front court. Let's see if they go to Simmons. The money man in the corner with the ball. He's already announced he will play basketball for Bobby Knight at Indiana. And other coaches around the country are saying we should be so lucky. Baseline Simmons, one-hander. I do wonder if they'll go to Simmons. 32. A 5-point game, Lawrenceville leads. Bunch lobs inside, Terry Miles up and down, and a foul on Miles as Simmons got inside.
That was a sophomore mistake by Miles, but you know, it's amazing that there's 3 sophomores on the floor right now. Watch the defensive rebounding position by Simmons.
You think Miles got caught in between not knowing whether to bank it in or not that close?
I think that's exactly what happened to him.
6:40. Frank Bissoni, Art Kimball, and Keith Baldwin at the Assembly Hall in Champaign-Urbana, watching the #1 rated Indians have the ball and a traveling violation on Leasty. And now the Knights can cut it down to 3 again. 3 is the closest they've been since the beginning of the game. It was 16-4 at the quarter, 33-23 at the half, 43-35 after 3. Michael Parker turns and lets it fly. It's rolling home. 15 for Parker. He's been a big factor in the game. The lead is again 3 by Lawrenceville. They find Simmons, baseline jump shot, good again. 34. Marty Simmons is answering the challenge of St. Mel with basket after basket. And now it's the Knights' turn. 5:45 in the game. Renard Edwards. This Michael Parker's really had a hot hand. 9-point average and a 15-point game. Bunch is way outside. They want the ball inside. Bunch just flies it up there. Rebound, Parker. The lead is 3, and a backcourt foul is called on Renard Edwards. What a game.
Michael Parker's certainly glad he came to the Assembly Hall.
Well, he's a senior, shooting 42% from the season. Right now, St. Mel wants timeout. 5:23 to go, a 3-point game, leading Lawrenceville on top. We'll be back here at the Assembly Hall in just a minute.
Join Nancy Pierce and the TV3 Eyewitness News Team weekdays at 6 and 10 for a comprehensive up-to-the-minute report on regional and local news. Dedicated to bringing you news events in an easy-to-understand way. Nancy will provide you with Southern Illinois' most complete newscast. Nancy Pierce and TV3 Eyewitness News at 6 and 10, keeping you informed.
Turn to TV3 weekday afternoons at 5 for Hogan's Heroes. Hogan's Heroes, weekday afternoons at 5 on TV3.
DeKalb Pfizer Genetics, with more than 1,100 dealers here in Illinois, is proud again to be a part of these IHSA telecasts. And be sure to join us for the semifinals tomorrow. 5:23 left. Lawrenceville's lead is melted to 3.
I wonder, Frank, how many shots Lawrenceville will take in this last 5 minutes that won't be taken by Marty Simmons. You know, Leasty and Parker are doing an outstanding job screening down low for Simmons.
Very unselfish team. And a team is what both of these units are. They play together so very well. Inside Simmons, left-hand layup is down. Marty Simmons, 36. A 5-point Lawrenceville lead, and the clock moves to the 5-minute mark in the game. Lawrenceville makes a steal. Gear saw Leasty ahead of the pack, decided otherwise. Went behind the back to Ho. Here's a whistle and a traveling violation on Leasty. That gives St. Mel some life. 10th turnover. 11th turnover on Lawrenceville. 10 on St. Mel in the game. You see the score. Fernando Bunch, a sophomore, looking for Hamilton, another sophomore. Bunch shoots. He has 13 points, and he has got ice water.
He has picked up the slack that was left by Edwards and Barrett, that's for sure.
Now Ho goes right to left on the dribble. And he's hooked by Renard Edwards. Edwards' third personal. You can see the clock there saying 4:23. And the Providence St. Mel Knights have crawled back into the thing after being buried early. They're within 3 points. There you see the third foul on Edwards, number 22.
Big free throw situation, Frank. Lawrenceville has to put them down because they're likely to get fouled now as St. Mel continues to try to climb back into this one.
Ernie Ho missed, and he's a 73% foul shooter. Now, Lawrenceville's lead could go down to 1 if St. Mel can hit a hoop here. The Assembly Hall is alive. A lob to the goal to Hamilton, but he was pushed. It's on Simmons. 4th foul on Marty Simmons.
Okay, well, watch the replay. We wondered when they were going back inside to Hamilton. High lob, look at him go up in the air. And the foul was on Simmons on this side of your screen, reaching in.
That was Leasty backing away that got hit, but Simmons committed the foul on this side of the camera. Lowell Hamilton has important 1-and-1. Missed it. He could have brought his team within 2. It's a 3-point Lawrenceville lead at the 4-minute mark in the game. Simmons gives it up. Ooh, nearly stolen by lightning Renard Edwards. Good ball movement now. Inside Simmons has the ball stripped from him. It's on the floor. Parker's got it. Jump ball. The quick hands of the Knights took the ball away that time, and there's a good look at Dave Parker, a 6'2 and a half, 180-pound senior. He's going to go against Lowell Hamilton, a 6'7 sophomore, and Hamilton should control this. 3:43 to play, and the Knights shoot to get within 1. You think there's pressure?
And you think they won't go to Hamilton with Simmons on him?
4 fouls on Simmons. Simmons has 36 points. Hamilton's posted up. Simmons is behind him. He's there. Now he had to step back out of the paint. Here comes Edwards. It's tipped. Taken down underneath for 2 by Terry Miles, the sophomore, with 6. A 1-point game now. 3:12 left. A lot of basketball left. A 1-point Lawrenceville lead. A steal by Parker. The Knights could take the lead.
He said that press was relentless, Frank.
And now Renard Edwards is outside with it. He cleared away and shot. No! Edwards gives the Knights of St. Mel the lead with his 4th point of the game. Marty Simmons tries to answer in a whistle, and a foul on Parker of the Knights. 50-49, St. Mel, 2:41 to play. Country Companies Insurance and the nearly 1,000 Country Companies agents in Illinois are happy to be co-sponsoring these basketball telecasts, and we sure hope you're enjoying our presentation. If you don't like this game, try another sport.
Okay, here we see Bernard Edwards driving the baseline. We thought he was going to look inside. He goes up and hits his second bucket of the night.
And Simmons answers to tie the game at 50 with his 37th point. Marty Simmons, the mule they call him, is at the line, could give Lawrenceville the lead. Tremendous pressure on these young people. There's the graphic that shows you 7 of 8 foul shots by Simmons. Perfect. Unbelievable. Now Lawrenceville by 1. The Knights with the ball. Zone defense is set up. High lob inside Miles. Up and down 2. Miles is going to the sky. And St. Mel's got the lead again. There's no quit in St. Mel. And now Lawrenceville will come back and try to answer in a version of 4 corners. 2:15 in the game. Simmons looks. St. Mel by 1. Lawrenceville could take the lead with a hoop. Simmons has it. Baseline move. Got it down the second time. 39. Make it 40. And he scored 10 in every quarter.
Such determination. He missed that first one and then came right back to get it. They're set up for the lob to Miles again. That 6'4" sophomore likes that play.
And he wants the ball. 144 shot bunch missed everything. Lawrenceville's ball, 1-point lead. 142. And Tom Shields says timeout for St. Mel. We've got a 1-point throat tightener.
He wanted that timeout before Bunch threw that shot up there, Frank.
And you know, St. Mel made this run with 3 sophomores in the lineup all the way. If you like the broadcast, write us a note. High school basketball, box 678, Bloomington, Illinois, 61701. The tournament sponsors are happy to be part of this, and it's really a privilege to watch these young people in action. Here comes Marty Simmons.
Marty Simmons, here he is, missing this first shot. And watch him stay in there and go right back up for his 40th point of the ball game.
And the clock was frozen at 2 minutes at that point. Right now, there's 1:42 left. Lawrenceville 53, St. Mel 52.
One thing we haven't mentioned throughout the evening, I'm sure most of the fans know this, but of course, Marty Simmons scored 62 in one game this year against Redbud. So 40 for him is a great night, but not a phenomenal night perhaps. But under this pressure, I'd say it's phenomenal.
Well, Frank, I think undoubtedly we'll have some key free throws in this ball game as we come down this final minute and 42 seconds. Already we've had one missed on each end.
Well, Lawrenceville will have the ball. Their 65-game winning streak is on the line. They have a 1-point lead with 1:40 to protect it. Ernie Ho with it. And Jeff Gear in the backcourt. Gear is not a great foul shooter. They may foul him. They've double-teamed him, and he got rid of it. I should say he's not a great foul shooter by the percentage. That doesn't always tell the story. Depends how many you shoot and when. Here's the pass getting away nearly from Leasty. Back to Simmons. 1:18 on the clock. Lawrenceville has Marty Simmons in the middle of a 4 corners. 1:08. 1-point lead. Lawrenceville in red with the ball. Now Tom Shields wants his team to go man-to-man. They do. Under a minute. Simmons lost the handle to Leasty. 50 seconds. The defending champions have the ball and a 1-point lead. They don't want to foul Simmons. 40 seconds now. Simmons down the lane, ball kicked away and a foul. Foul is on Michael Parker. His 4th. Now remember, Simmons has 4 fouls also.
I'm really surprised they didn't foul one of the guards out front. Very surprised.
Now let's see, Tom Shields is wanting to freeze Marty Simmons at the foul line with 38 seconds left. We'll be back. Lawrenceville by 1 point, 38 seconds. One of your network sponsors is DeKalb Pfizer Genetics.
Ted's a DeKalb Pfizer genetics dealer, and a good one, too. No, he's no super salesman. What makes him a good dealer are the same things that make him a good farmer. He knows how to get the most out of this land, and how to care for it. And he knows and understands the people who live and farm around us. But you want to know the real secret to his success? I am.
Now playing at a theater near you. Treasure of the Four Crowns in Wonder Vision 3D. From Canon Releasing, rated PG.
Now playing at a specially selected theater near you.
Roots, 1981, Masada. This year, The Winds of War. And starting March 27th, ABC is going to do it again with the Thornbirds.
Texas Mules, 38 seconds left. Lawrenceville 53, St. Mel 52, and Marty Simmons is going to the foul line.
He is the Lawrenceville version of one of those Texas Mules.
He is a 73% foul shooter, and he has scored 10 points in each of 4 quarters for an astonishing 40-point game against a great St. Mel team. 1 in bonus. Lawrenceville by 2. And this is a very important foul shot because then St. Mel needs 2 possessions. He missed it, but a rebound by Leasty. Lawrenceville keeps the ball at a 2-point lead. They go to Simmons again. Who's they going to foul now? Ernie Ho with it. 24 seconds. Lawrenceville by 2. There's a foul, and Ernie Ho will be fouled. And Parker just fouled out of the game. Michael Parker. He had a remarkable game, and you can see the distress on his face. Michael Parker just hates to have to come out. He had 17 in the game and was superlative. What a fine game.
Well, when they talk about big plays in Lawrenceville, the first free throw was a very important one by Simmons, but how about the rebound by Leasty?
In the right place at the right time was Tim Leasty.
And so many times, Frank, you know, without thinking, the person will put that ball right back up. But you saw what Leasty did. He brought the ball back out to hold it.
Ernie Ho has shot 1 free throw in the game. He's missed it. He is a 73% free throw shooter. We have 20 seconds left, and into the game for Providence St. Mel is William Johnson. He's a starter, number 30, but has not played a lot tonight, a 6'1 senior. Terry Miles and Fernando Bunch were big lifts off the bench. And Ernie Ho, H-O-H, steps there. Lawrenceville by 2. And now St. Mel could tie with 18 seconds. There's the clock inset. Renard Edwards. Ball goes off his hand, out of bounds. Lawrenceville's ball. And Tom Shields wanted a timeout and couldn't get it. Now they still want a timeout. Now they do see him finally with 13 seconds, but now Lawrenceville has the ball and a 2-point lead, and I was blocked away from that play. Did either one of you see what happened there?
I think as he was driving to the corner, he simply lost the ball out of bounds, right?
I think Tom Shields is asking the official if it wasn't tapped out. Let's see, I was screened away. I couldn't see it. Here comes Edwards.
He's lost it.
Lost it off his hands and out of bounds. One of your co-sponsors of these IHSA telecasts is Stauffer Chemical. And the folks at Stauffer are delighted to have you with us right now as Ron Felling talks to his undefeated Lawrenceville Indians.
You know, we talk about the 65-game winning streak, but remember, Ron Felling trying to win his 4th state championship.
1 in 71, 72, 1 in 73, 74, 1 last year with 34-0. The year before his 34-0, they were 28-3. And this guy, Tom Shields, is no slouch himself, 102 and 16. And believe me, that is some kind of record. His 4 years, the fewest games he's won is 22.
Keith, the inbounds pass here is pivotal, isn't it? We're down to 13 seconds. You really have 2 options. Either foul them immediately, put them at the line, or try to come up with the intercept. This is one of the biggest plays in basketball. Let's get the ball in bounds here.
There's no question about it, Art, and I think we'll see them really put a denial press on, try to hold them for 5 seconds if they can, but then they'll certainly have to make the foul very quickly.
Oh, this has been a beauty. Everybody thought it would be. They talked about being a dream game. It has been just that, Frank.
Spectacular action from one end of the court to the other.
And remember now, inbounding the ball, Lawrenceville cannot run the baseline. They must throw it in from where it is handed to them, since it was the result of a turnover.
They run the baseline, it's traveling, and it's a turnover. Gear will throw it in. The count is on, it's in to Simmons, who's fouled immediately by Miles. And they got it to Simmons. And Miles has his 4th foul, and he's a good-looking 15-year-old basketball player.
Miles didn't have any option there. He had to commit the foul immediately. No time off the clock.
That's right. No time. It's still 13. It might have been 13-9 or however that works. But we'll keep you posted on the time. The chant behind us is Marty. 9 of 11 foul shooting. He missed his last try. The bottom of the net. What an astonishing basketball player. One of the things I said to Keith Baldwin and Art Kimball today was just maybe Marty Simmons won't let him lose. Maybe he won't. 4-point difference, 13 seconds. The Knights in a hurry. And here's a guy that can get one in a hurry, Lowell Hamilton. He missed and Simmons rebounds and he's fouled with 7 seconds, 6 seconds. And Lawrenceville is in the driver's seat in Champaign-Urbana.
Well, Frank, we may not be seeing Providence St. Mel on this floor tomorrow, but I have a feeling the way these 3 sophomores have played, that the fans around the state of Illinois will be hearing of them in the next couple of basketball seasons.
You better believe it. And had they not played teams like Quincy and West Aurora, they would have come in here undefeated. They played 2 of the best AA teams in the entire state.
But what a tribute to Marty Simmons. A tremendous individual performance in a high-packed, this pressure-packed ball game.
Here he is. He smiled for the first time just a few seconds ago. He missed. It's a 4-point game, 5 seconds. Here comes Bunch. He's going to go all the way into the basket. His layup is good at the buzzer, and Lawrenceville wins by 2. 56-54. The streak is alive at 32. And oh, this year, 66 games in a row by the Indians of Lawrenceville. A pulse pounder. Nobody really lost this game, Keith Baldwin, and the fans all won. Tom Shields walks off. His season is over at 29-3, and he knew that he had as great a club as he could have wanted to come into Champaign-Urbana with.
That was a great picture, watching he and Ron Felling embrace each other after that ball game. Mutual respect.
And now Felling walks over and flips the ball to the scorer's table and walks toward the locker room. Still undefeated and still in the hunt for the 2nd undefeated state championship in a row. We'll be back. One of your network sponsors is Stauffer Chemical Company.